Oh, right, hello again. As you can see by this Hippo de Guano, I haven't had a lot of success with the little portable airbrush. I've had a lot of trouble with it actually lifting any serious paint without it being tremendously, really thin. No matter what I've done, it just ended up quite being rather spluttery. I've been prattling around on the wing, and although I've got paint on it, it's mottled. It really didn't perform very well on my normal sort of thinning of paint, which isn't, 70-30, something like that. I haven't used this paint for ages, but that's basically what I was thinning it. I will try more experiments because I don't want to throw 25 quid down the drain particularly. But I did find also that I was getting quite a lot of build up into one area of the tip when I was spraying. So I don't know whether there's actually a burr, if I can bring that in up there. Sort of, if you look at the face of a clock and think from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, it was sort of clogging in that area. So I actually think there might be a burr in that nozzle, but I can't actually see it. So I haven't had really much luck with that. I have fiddled around painting blue on the Dornier, because I'm sort of using it as a test thing as well. Oh, while I'm pointing down that way, forget about this particular airbrush. It was the cheapest one I got on the market. I have carried on shading them, but this was because they're such deep grooves. That was more just washing in paint and leaving it to dry to give me a dark line, rather than worrying about getting paint properly sprayed onto him. So whether either it's luck of the draw because it was the cheapest one, whether you get a good needle or nozzle. I've looked on eBay for replacement nozzles and needles for it, and it's just not worth doing. I couldn't find any. The ones I did find were a good price, but they didn't look the same nozzles as this. But that's about all I can say. It seemed to run down of pressure as well pretty rapidly, even though the light stayed green and it was still spraying. The actual real power of it diminished quite quickly, so I wasn't too impressed with that really. Like I said, I have sprayed more on my Dornier, but while that's in the way, this is my little Wildcat. It's coming together quite nicely, giving it quite a little beaten up feel. And there's a couple of wires hanging out at the bottom of it for an experiment I've got going, battery in the stand and all that sort of lark. And I'll show that later in the week or something like that, because I'll have it completed. On test it did all work, but there you go, that's testing. Mopar Nut 62 has just done a tremendous video on deleting paint, as we're talking about squirting paint. Deleting, decanting paint, taking paint out of aerosol cans. He's just done a brilliant video on it, how to do it safely, or what you know, get over your fears of doing it. Very brilliant video. And I've done a bit on the figures. The two girls I showed the other day who were by ICM and Mini Art. This figure, although I preferred the sculpture of her, I've had to do, well, I haven't had to do, I've chosen to do a bit more detailing on her jeans, with new belt loops, pockets, seams, turn-ups. What else did I do? I've also, if I can get that in a fair amount of light, I'm going to focus on her. I have redone her hair as well with a load of back scribing with a scalpel to get more texture in her hair. It's not going to focus. Yes, I have. On this girl, I've started blocking in all the sort of blue overalls. I've got her there. That's round and round. There's different tones throughout where light's hitting on her shoulders and back. There was one bad seam up the middle of two legs up to the belt, but that's cleaned up okay. So this one actually I've done less to before I could paint than this one, but I thought I'd rather do a bit of change. I've also got a sliver of styrene in her wrist there. That's because I'm going to change changing the angle of her hand a little bit, and I'm also going to trim off the cigarette and do something else with her hand. Without any more cheerio. Best wishes from jolly old England, and God save the King.